This podcast is sponsored by IQ Bar.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20 to get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Again, go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20.
IPVanish protects every device you own. Your phone, your laptop, your smart TV. If it connects to the internet, it should be protected. IPVanish encrypts your connection and masks your IP address, helping keep your browsing private at home and on public Wi-Fi. And with no device limits, one account covers everything. Stream with added privacy. Browse securely. Connect with confidence. Online protection made simple. Right now, save 83% off the 2-year plan. Get started today at ipvanish.com/audio and take control of your privacy with IPVanish.
Hello, hello. We're back again.
You know we're thinking the same song.
I know. One more time. I'm Selene Castrovilla.
I'm Pascale.
And this is Life in Jest, a show where we subscribe to Chaucer's sage words in the Canterbury Tales. Many a true word hath been spoke in jest. And I do have news for you, and you're probably like me and had no idea, I'm sure, because we didn't even discuss it, but we actually had our anniversary.
What happened?
Our podcast turned 1.
Get out of here.
In August.
Get the fuck out. Really?
Yeah, I don't know how
My God.
I think I was going through some of the older episodes, revamping the things about, you're supposed to go
Oh,
through.
is that why you told me the other day what we said in one of the early
Oh, yes.
episodes?
That's because I was listening. And so, yeah, it was August. So I put an anniversary special up. I reposted our first episode ever. I said something in the beginning, like something very somber.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. I must have been drinking. I said I was grateful, and I am, and I thank the listeners. Are supportive people, but I can't remember what was so somber about it. But I think I was just reading it very slowly, and I did correct myself, because the first time we did this, I said that a similar quote to the Chaucer had been attributed to King Lear from Shakespeare, but it wasn't true. King Lear did have something about a jester, quote, many jesters are prophets or something, which I thought was very cool, actually. But the point is I got it wrong, because when you Google, it does say that sometimes. But, sometimes you get some information, but then you dig deeper and it's wrong. That's so annoying. Don't you think AI could fix that and just stop the fallacy right away? No. I actually started paying for my ChatGPT because I was doing more and more work with it. And do you know, you're supposed to get a better version of it? Honestly, I think the way I had it before was better.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm finding him a little bit more not as smart. And he said something that was wrong regarding the podcast. I can't remember what it was. I'm like, well, great, dude. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh.
But what if I didn't catch it? I know you have to look at the stuff, but before he was top notch. I feel like I don't know what I'm paying for.
So why don't you go back?
I know, but depends on the day. But I guess I could just pay again when they stop you after a while. You know what I mean? Like if you're free, they cut you off.
Oh, they're like, no, thank you.
They cut you off without warning, So if you knew I'm going to have 5 chances, but you never know when it's going to be. So I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't really matter, I guess. It's just for us. I just use it, and he must think I'm so. I guess they don't think about us, which is weird too. But
it's not a person.
I know, but what am I doing? Communicating with something? I don't know. They act like they care. It's very it's a little. It's a lot like dating, They act like they care.
Oh, good Lord.
But I don't know. I call him a him because I call everything a him, like dogs, cats. anything that I don't know the sex of, I just automatically call it him. I guess because I have sons and I had a lot of male cats, a decent amount. But all I can say is it's good, but I don't know. I find it less good. It's very strange. But I would recommend Chat. I use it to help me with marketing stuff, all that kind of stuff. I would never write with it for a book, never. Because what would be the point of that? I love to write. Why would I want something else to write for me? It doesn't even make sense.
Well, I told you, we've been getting AI books, and they are
I
terrible.
know. I don't understand this. And they just keep putting them out. And
People don't seem to care. I was doing a book today, and it said that I had 2 books today. Luckily, they weren't written that way, but the covers, one cover said it was made with AI, and the other cover said Canva. And I was like, wow.
it said Canva on the cover?
Inside, it said this cover
Oh.
was made on Canva.
Just the cover then. It doesn't mean that the writing was.
Yeah. No, it's just the first time I've seen that.
You could make a cover on Canva and not use AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they were 2 separate.
Right.
2 separate
That's
books.
I wonder why
I've
they
just
put that.
never seen.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I've never seen that before.
Well, you can make a cover with Canva because I've been playing around with it, but I don't understand why. I don't think you have to credit Canva. That's weird.
I
Maybe
don't
the
think so
person
either.
the person probably didn't know. They probably thought they had to credit them,
These were at the worst books. I don't know what these people were thinking when they bought it. They look bargain bin.
Wow.
They're classics, but they're.
What do you mean? What do you mean? It's like redoing the classics?
Yeah, they come out 12,000 copies of each, like Charles Dickens books. Like they'll just reprint it and reprint it. And these are particularly bad.
So
because they're
they use
public domain.
right.
A lot of them are public domain,
Right.
so you could just yeah.
So
Your dog's like,
I know. So wait a minute. I know. Well, it's probably it's not the mailman. He already came, but it's somebody like that. Wait a minute. So you're saying the book is the actual writing of Charles Dickens, but with really bad. Oh my God, that is just awful. That's so sad. Poor Charles Dickens. Well, he's not that good.
we got a whole bunch of classic books that were just. I was like, who bought these? Why would you buy them? They're so
They
terrible.
probably
I
bought them just
understand
because they saw that it was the name of the classic, and they didn't bother looking at them or something.
No, and they
And
were
that's probably
very
why.
inexpensive.
And the people probably do that, hoping that people will just buy them based on the title. You know what I mean? Like, well, I don't know what goes through people's heads. I really don't. But I've seen a lot of delusional people. That's why I broke ties. On Long Island, there's a lot of opportunities to do book fairs with other children's writers, schools and things in that. But things in that, how you like that? But it would make me really depressed because mine are so. I mean, I've worked for, I work for like years on each book. They're not slouchy books. And then the art is so amazing, not due to me, but due to my publisher. My editor picks these amazing, she and the art director picked these amazing artists, really.
You've had really good
gorgeous, right? But then I'm sitting there competing with people that like have the dumbest, they're horrible in every way. It's not, the illustrations are bad enough, but particularly for me, the writing is bad and people are not discerning the difference between our books, I just don't want to sit in the same room as that. And is it a snobby? Maybe, but I worked really hard at my craft and I have an MFA in creative writing. So I think it's not snobby because it's like a doctor. I don't want to compete against a guy that doesn't know how to hold a scalpel. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. So I don't think it's snobby of me. It's just, I work really hard.
Well, yeah, you're not being snobby because I've been to quite a few with you and without you. And and people love these really shitty books.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why.
I don't know either.
They look cheap.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to take away from anybody. I'm sure people work hard on their stuff, but
right. Sure.
Some of them are just terrible.
Yeah.
And you don't want to say that to the person. Obviously,
No,
you don't want to discourage anybody or hurt anybody's feelings.
But it's not. Well, look, it's just that there should be some sort of standard at these things,
Oh yeah, because I've seen either way. I mean, I'm not going to mention names, but there's one that would come quite often that was just terrible, but people loved them.
Yeah.
And then there was another one, and their books were beautiful, well written, just lovely books. And they sit next to each other, and you're like, how'd this even happen?
Right. Yeah, so I don't really do those anymore because I just get upset, and one day I'm gonna lose my shit on someone.
You're going to beat them with your children's books?
No, I probably would attack the other author.
Oh, no, that's what I mean.
I
Beat
thought,
them
oh,
with
okay,
your
I thought you meant the
books.
customers. Yeah. I don't
Yeah, these sweet
yeah,
children's books, I'm going
yeah,
to beat you down with them.
it's possible. I mean, I hope not, but I won't put myself in that situation anymore. And,
Well, if you do, I want to be there. I
no, it's
really
not
do.
gonna happen. Imagine, well, that
I
would get
know
me
it's not,
I
but that
will
would be
say,
hilarious.
that would get me some press.
It sure would.
That might I might have to resort to that.
Local Long Island author loses her shit.
Should I beat them with their books or my books?
Oh, your books, you want to get
So
some.
George Washington's his glasses are gonna go down or
That's
so.
right. It's like that Beatles song, Bang, Bang, Maxwell's
Oh
Silver
god.
Book, I guess.
Yeah. That is a disturbing song.
I love that song. That's probably one of my favorite Beatles songs.
Really? It was very
It's
disturbing.
so funny.
Is
It's
it funny?
catchy. It's funny. Yeah.
It's funny. It's about a serial killer.
I mean, I know, but who would it's a catchy song.
Yeah, we did sing it when we were young. We didn't know.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
great.
is
It's
it
a great song. Does anybody like that song
I
but me?
I don't think it's a really good song. I mean, I think yes, it's catchy, but when you compare songs quality, I don't think that's one of the Beatles' best quality songs.
Not quality,
No.
but good
Catchy.
time.
Okay, you know what I really love now?
What?
Okay, Howard, I'm sure you didn't listen because you always say you turn off the interview. But I listened to
Oh, yeah.
Rose, and first of all,
Oh,
she was
good Lord.
no. I love a dedicated person that was determined to make her career, okay? What I don't like are these fly-by-nights that just happen to, and they didn't really work for it. That really kind of annoys me. I mean, maybe if they're super talented, okay? But sometimes they're just not, and they just made it, right? So in her case, she's Korean, but she grew up in Australia, and she entered a contest to go to one of those K-pop schools in Korea. They
Yeah, that I
train them,
heard.
and
Yeah.
she was there, and that was hard. It was really, really grueling, right? And she did it, and her parents are like, "Okay, just come home now." And then she's like, "No, coming home is not an option. I'm making it, right?" And I really admire that. That's a great work ethic. Too many people just expect to be handed something right away these days, And honestly, she's incredibly talented. I didn't love some of the stuff. It's just, you wouldn't recognize her talent because it just sounds the same as everything else.
I
But
heard one song and she
yeah,
had a great voice. I'm not
yeah,
saying she didn't have a great
yeah.
voice, but the song was stupid.
Like, that one.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was like, what is
they
happening?
played that at the beginning of Howard. I know. That's just
Uh,
average. It sounds like every single song these days. Like
no,
yeah,
but you're right. There's a lot of singers that I really love their voice, but I think their songs are just not for
right.
me. They're
Agreed. They
silly
need
and I
better
don't like
writers or something if they can't do
right,
it.
and it's
Yeah.
too bad because their voices are so good.
But the song that she sang on Howard, it's about a Korean drinking game. And it's such a great story it was just a joke. Like, she taught these people that she was working with these producers. She named everybody. I'd never heard of any of them. But that's how out of it I am. I do know Bruno Mars, who she wound up doing it with. But she was teaching them a drinking game. They're like, we should write a song about this. And it was just a joke. And then they did it. And let me tell you, she had the thing on her phone, like the first take of it. My God, it was really good. She got obsessed with it and she didn't think it was healthy. She told everybody to cancel it off their phones, but she kept it. And then when Bruno Mars asked to see, she signed with the same record label as him, and he asked to see some of her stuff. And she, at the last minute, put that song in because she just felt like it had to be. And let me tell you, there's a hook in that song. And don't you want me like I want you, baby? I heard her sing that. First of all, I started to cry, which I don't think is the way you should react to those kind of songs. But it hit
Not
me
sure
like,
what that's about.
because I told you I was always desperate for love for most of my life.
Yeah.
So I know exactly. And then, I don't know, it hit me like that. And then I couldn't get it out of my head. I could not get it out of my head for like 4 days.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
It's a hit. Howard liked it too, I think. But anyway, she was good. So I really enjoyed her. So I do appreciate when people work really hard, and I mean, you have to have talent both. It's kind of a mix. It's very, very hard for anything in the arts to be like a master at it if you didn't have some innate talent, I think. I could be wrong. What do I know? But I
I
sound
don't know.
obnoxious, but I don't care.
I'm not into celebrity interviews. Like, I really don't care.
This
I
one was
just
quick.
don't.
I like it when he does these at the end of the show, really quick. And then she sang one song, and then they have the concert another time, which I think is a great idea.
I think it is too, because then I can cut out and not
Yeah.
miss the rest of the show.
Exactly, because we're not losing any of the show that way. And it was a short interview, and she was like thrilled to meet him. She was like, "Wow, I've made it being here." And she's so hugely.
Well, I mean,
That's pretty good. Well, she's one of I think it's Time that puts out the 100 most influential people. She's one of them. And he
listen,
told her that, she goes, "Oh gosh, I better behave."
I don't know. They were talking about Bad Bunny.
I don't know Bad Bunny.
That is the first time I've ever heard Bad Bunny music, and
It's
just not for me.
no,
I don't.
it's not. It's just whatever. It's whatever music's like.
If you like that music, it's the same with her. If you
Yeah.
like that type of music, good for you. It's just
Yeah.
not for me.
No, that didn't hit me right. That didn't hit me.
Bruno Mars is one of the people I was talking about. I really like his voice. He was on
Yeah.
this song, which is the first time I heard him. I don't know if you remember. It was, I think the guy is B.O.B.
Oh, I love Bob. I always call him Bob. I know it's B.O.B.
Right? But he had this song where Bruno Mars sings on the song. I'm like, wow, that guy's voice
Which
is
song was
really
that?
great.
Was it
I
the
have to sing
one
the song in my head.
Uptown Funk? Was that?
No, that's Bruno Mars way later on.
I love that.
You know what? That's a catchy song. I like
Yeah.
that song too.
Yeah.
But the rest of his songs, they just don't do it for me. They're just not my type of
I don't like that
songs, but I
Locked Out of
like
Heaven.
his voice.
That Locked Out of Heaven song.
And, people like music like that. Like I said, just not for me. But I do like his voice.
He has a
I
good
think
voice.
he's very talented.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the Bob song, Airplanes. He did that with some girl, and I love that's one song I used to work out in the gym with. I used to have my little mix. Yeah, it was a really good
this one
song.
starts, Bruno Mars sings Beautiful Girls All Over the World.
Yeah. That's a good song. Yeah.
It is a good song.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was like, oh, who's that guy? I really like him.
He is
And
good,
then I got whatever his first album was, and I was like,
You actually bought the album?
No, what? I don't buy albums.
Well, you said you got it. I was like, what?
No, well, I work at a library.
Oh, that's
so
right. I forgot. I forgot.
And I would listen to it when it came through.
Okay. That makes much more sense.
Like that doesn't happen anymore. We don't even have players on our computers anymore. So it's not like, so I don't listen to anything new.
Things have really changed.
Because, yeah.
All right. Well, for the main part, we talked as usual.
20 minutes in.
Yeah. We are going to talk about movies we hate because we had a lot of fun doing songs we hate and then we did shows we hate. So let's do movies we hate. Okay. And I had a hard time initially. I really did.
These are my favorite shows.
Yeah, they are good. They are good. But I had a hard time first with this. But once I started, then I was okay.
Same.
Yeah. Funny, right?
I was like, what do I hate? I usually don't watch movies that I know I'm going to hate.
Exactly. That's the problem. Right.
Oh, I did one the other day that I didn't even get through half an hour.
Really? Wow.
Oh, yeah. I was like, this is...
Wow. Yeah, there are a lot. Now, especially, they're just making more and more garbage, I guess, because it's easier to get them on Netflix or whatever. But do you want to start?
I'll start with this movie, and I feel really bad because it stars... So I was in the library the other day and somebody returned this movie. It's called Lazy Susan. And I'm looking at the movie. I'm just kind of checking it out, see who's in it. And I'm like, oh, the lady on the front is Sean Hayes. So Sean Hayes,
sounds familiar.
He's been in a lot of stuff, but he's really known for...
is he one of those smartless guys?
He is, but he was Jack on Will and Grace.
Oh, now I know who that. Now I know who, because you told me, because you said when we were talking about Smartless, that name, I'm like, I don't know who that is, but now I do know who that is. Okay.
I really like him. I've liked everything I've seen him in, and I'm like, he's playing a woman, and he actually looks like your average woman. I'm like, this is interesting. And it's about a lady who's just kind of a schlub, and she's kind of It's kind of shitty to people. And I was like, oh, that sounds like something I would like. So I was like, oh, it's free on Tubi or something. So
Yes.
it's like, okay. So the other day I was home, shockingly. So I was like, oh, I'm going to watch this movie. Half an hour and I was like, I don't know how anybody could sit through. It's a terrible movie. And I love him. And I was so sad.
Yeah.
I forget there was somebody else in the movie that I loved too. And I was like, I am so disappointed. Like,
Was bad
but
script?
that's everything bad. And yeah, you know what? Bad script because he's good.
Yeah.
It's not like he's not good.
Yeah.
His family is good. And right, the actors in it were fine, but
Yeah.
yeah, the story was
Well, I wonder
terrible. The
why he took
dialogue was
it. Yeah.
terrible.
He must have
I
really
don't
needed money or
know.
something. Like, why do people
I
take
I
bad
I
scripts? I don't get it.
I don't know, but I was surprised. And yeah, I was like, wow, I
That's too
can't
bad.
waste my time. But that's what happens. That's why I don't have a
Right.
lot of shitty movies because
Right.
I'll I'll bail
Well,
or I'll look at the movie to
right.
begin with, like read about it and be like, no, this isn't
Exactly. That happened. But
something I
well,
would
that's
like.
why mine are older ones when I didn't have the
Me too.
controls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
When you went to the movies and sat there stupid shit.
or you went with the kids or a parent or something, you didn't really have the control over it. But well,
Oh my God.
what?
And you made me think of another movie I hate
I just
with the
wrote.
kids.
Okay. Well, I'll start with one that really from my childhood, and it, as everybody knows, probably that my relationship with my father was like, not great. I mean, he just kind of wasn't there. But one particular day, he decided to show up, but he did not ask me what I wanted to see. He took me to a movie with, I guess he wasn't used to children not being with his child much, but he took me to the movie that was not meant for kids. It made me hate all kinds of space movies. And I don't know if I would have a different opinion now, but I hate
Oh
all of them.
no.
It's 2001 A Space Odyssey. And I must have been like 8 or something. I should not have seen this stupid ass movie with that stupid computer. Hal.
I've never seen it. I've
Well,
heard of Hal.
yeah.
I mean, I know that,
Oh,
I know about it, but it looked crazy boring. So I've
crazy
never seen
boring.
it.
And maybe it had some sort of deep meaning. Like maybe it was a warning about computers and all that. But all I knew that I was a little kid, bored out of my mind. My father, why didn't he take me to a Disney movie or something for kids? Like kids shouldn't see. Oh my God, my mother took me. I forgot about this other one. Hold on, I gotta write it
You just
down.
reminded me of another one too.
Hold on.
You gave me two new movies on my list.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, I know what movie you're going to say.
You know. Okay.
I do.
Yes, I got scarred.
I forgot about that, but yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's it. That I hate that movie. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll go with the one you just reminded me of. So I have a cousin who lives in Montreal. When I was a kid, I used to go all the time. Yeah, even as an adult, but we used to go visit. So she's older than me, maybe 5 or 6 years older than me.
Mhm.
So I was like, maybe, I have no idea how old I was. I was a kid, maybe 11, 10, 11. Whenever this movie came out, Tron.
Oh, I've heard
So
of that. Yeah.
her and her boyfriend took me to see this Tron. First of all, I was like, this movie is so stupid. It's just a terrible movie. People love it. I have no idea why. And her and her boyfriend sat next to me making out for the entire
Oh,
movie.
that's awful.
I mean, she was a teenager. I get it now, but I was a
Yeah, but
kid and I was like,
no, you can't bring a
this
kid to the.
sucks.
No, you can't bring a kid to a
I'm like,
movie and do that.
not only is this movie terrible, but you guys are just making out and I just want to get out of here in the worst
I
way.
don't blame you. I mean, that is a terrible thing to do to a kid, to put them in that.
Yes. Some movies, I'm just going to say another movie because my brother took me to a Beatles double feature, and I think it was Yellow Submarine and Let It Be. I loved Yellow Submarine.
Did
I
you?
did.
We all
I
live.
did.
No, not for
But
me.
I was also a child. I
Right.
don't know how old I was, probably around that same age, when they used to show movies like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But Let It Be is boring for a 10-year-old.
Is
It
it
is
like
so
a
boring.
documentary, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, no. Yeah, that's
If
ridiculous.
if I saw it as an adult, I probably would have liked it.
Right. Right. You're not
But
ready
as
for
a
that kind of a
kid,
thing.
I
No.
know, and my
Yeah.
poor brother, I was like, "Why? Can we leave?" My poor brother took me to many movies that I was like, "I hate this."
Did he take you out?
No, I had to sit there. Same thing with Wrath of Khan. my brother loves Star Trek, and I hate Star Trek. Wrath of Khan, or maybe it wasn't Wrath of Khan. Whatever the Star Trek
Ricardo
movie is with the
Montalban is in
yeah,
it,
it,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
he was in
Ricardo.
Wrath of Khan,
Yeah.
but this was whatever movie had the whales in it, and I was like,
I
"You've got
don't
to
see
be
those, yeah.
fucking kidding me!" It was so stupid.
Why did he take
Anyway,
you?
I've now done 3
But why did you
because my parents would always, my poor brother, they would be like, "You have to take your sister."
Oh, if you know you're not gonna like it, it doesn't make sense.
Oh, I am also the type that would be like, "Yeah, just take me. I'll be good." And I am never good.
Did you
To this
never
day, I'm
wait a
not
second.
good.
Did you ever learn that maybe I'm not gonna like these movies that my brothers take me to, and I should find out more about them before I just go?
No.
Well, then it's your fault.
It was absolutely it was me and my parents' fault. My poor brother really had to suffer with me a lot because I always wanted to go, and I was always the worst.
Oh my god, that's hysterical.
I'm a pain in the ass. The minute I get bored or irritated, I am the most
No.
annoying person in the world.
Well, wait a minute. You were there at that movie with my friend when she decided in the middle of it to walk out and go take a walk in the sun, right?
Yeah, both left.
Well, it was a bad movie.
I love that movie.
That is a terror. Okay, what was that?
It was the Grand Budapest
Okay.
Hotel. Is that what it was called?
Something
It was
like
so
that.
good.
How could there's absolutely no humanity in that movie. I need humanity. I need people that care. I hate those kind of movies. There's a certain it's a certain style. I recognize that, but it doesn't have any humanity.
I love those movies. I like humanity too, don't get me wrong,
I
but
think didn't my friend leave well before me? I think I tried for longer.
she absolutely did.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
left, and then you stayed a while,
But then
and
I
then
didn't
you
I
left.
waited but I waited for you. I just didn't wanna see the movie
You
anymore.
both waited for me,
Yeah.
and I don't think I have that is I laughed so hard when she said I left because I wanted some sun.
I
I
know.
was like,
Well,
"What?
she likes the sun. I understand that, by the way, but I just
Weren't
couldn't she likes the sun.
weren't we also wasn't
And
that an
we went
outing
to
for
that
one of those dating groups?
yes, it was that no, it was those philosophers, I think.
Or the philosophers?
Because we also she also I don't know if it was the same time. Remember I took you to the thing, the party that they had, and she
Oh
was there too.
my
She was
god.
there too. She fell
It was
asleep.
the worst.
One of those
Because it
philosophers
was the worst.
he was talking to her, and all of a sudden her eyes just rolled back in her head and she fell asleep.
Because I don't know how this doesn't happen to these people 24 hours a day. I was like, "You've gotta be kidding me. This is the most boring thing I've ever been to. I hate all of these people. I never wanna see them again. I wanna eat a slice of pizza and go the fuck home."
But you're
I
right, it
was like,
was I
I
don't know if it
hate
was
this.
it was a meetup, and maybe it wasn't the philosophers, maybe it was like meant
It
to be a
was
dating
something,
but
but I don't think we actually met up with them. I think we just went to the
well,
movie.
there was no because I think we couldn't find these people. Like, it's a stupid idea to meet up for a movie.
No.
You do not need to meet up for a movie. You can go to a movie alone, put on your big girl or boy panties and go to the movie. You're not going to talk. If you can have a meetup, it should be to talk or, hang out, do something together.
I just wanna do a PSA. Is that what it's called? Public service announcement. Yeah, PSA.
Yeah.
To anybody out there, any single ladies that might be listening, if you want to join one of these meetup groups where you pay a certain amount of money
Oh,
and then you meet up with people,
Right.
don't do it. It
That's
is a
true.
waste of
But
time
yeah.
unless you want to compete with 10 other ladies for some weird guy that
Oh,
you
yeah.
wouldn't give 2
Yeah.
seconds of your time to, but they're like the only guy there. And
Right.
every woman wants this disgusting guy.
This was not that. That was events and adventures. I think if this was it was a meetup. Like, I used to sometimes go to meetups that are free. Yeah, that's what it
Meetups
was.
are a different story.
This
That's
was
fine.
not events and adventures because we would have
Right.
damn those people would have found us. Believe me, they make because they have people that work there. They have to show you.
Vegetarian.
That's not me. That wasn't them either.
Oh,
That was a
God.
different
They
dating
all
thing.
seemed like the same people. Oh my God.
No, that was a dating thing. That was something in singles. It was a
Listen,
different thing. That
if I want
woman.
to hang out with a bunch of ladies, I'll go to a library program. Okay. I can't. Not library programs are good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not exactly where you're meeting people.
Oh no, no men.
No.
I'm gonna
Uh,
go to. They have a open mic night at the library, and I'm going to go do that. It's poets, but you can read your book.
At
not
your
the whole
local library?
in Long Beach. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I met a poet that runs it. I guess she's one of the runners of it or something. And I'm like, why not go? That'll be great. That'll be really fun.
They've always had good library programs, but I think they're really getting different, better stuff. Like I'm going to that forensics
Yeah.
one. Did you ever call, by the way?
I did not.
So, yes, I'm going to that forensics one. I thought that would be interesting. There's even, I
Sounds
saw
very
public
good.
speaking. Public speaking, and I don't think you even have to pay for it. If you do, it's like super cheap,
I
but
wonder,
it's a public speaking kind of class like every week.
Cliss, like how many weeks does it run?
I don't know. It seemed to be like every week.
Because I was thinking that you would need more than one session for public speaking.
Yeah, like I took a course in college, like a public speaking course.
Okay, they're calling me.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm kidding. Bye. That was so sad. Sorry.
It's okay.
That's one of my favorite phony phone calls. Sorry. I
Oh,
know you guys
yeah, I
don't know what I'm
forgot about
talking
that one.
You just caught me with a mouthful of
I
salad.
know.
Oh, God, I love people.
We were talking about that, the dating stuff and the different
Yeah,
things.
sorry. I didn't mean to. I just wanted to warn people
About
with
what?
peace and love not to do those dating.
Oh, I know,
groups.
but it definitely wasn't. I mean, remember we talked about that a few weeks ago. I don't think anybody, if anybody that heard that,
I don't remember.
I don't think anybody would ever. As a matter of fact, it took me forever to remember the name was of Events and Adventures. I was like, what is that name? What is that name? And I finally remembered because I really didn't want people. No, it's a very expensive thing too. Thousands of dollars. Yeah. I mean, it's.
But you still have to pay.
You pay
at the event.
There's absolutely nothing you get out of it. Nothing but shitty company. I brought you. When times I brought you, I had fun with you, obviously. But other than that, I mean, we could have gone elsewhere. We didn't have to be with these people.
I was like, why?
It is a scam.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know
scam.
how's that legal?
For people who really want to meet somebody and they think it's going to be a good idea, and it is absolutely not.
Totally taking advantage of people, of their vulnerability. It's awful.
They really are. It's very sad.
Yeah. But that movie did suck. I'm sorry. The Bohemian. What was it called? Budapest. The Bohemian.
Budapest Hotel.
Oh my God.
Bohemian Rhapsody was a great movie too.
Well, I just was reading. I was looking at movies, on the web, and somebody put on their list of movies that did really well but actually aren't good.
I love that movie.
I didn't see it. I'm not going to see. I don't really like to see. Oh my God. I saw the ad for the. It's so funny because I was watching maybe Hulu or something, probably because I don't watch much TV. One of those things, and all of a sudden they go, it's like some guy. You only see like the back of his head, and he's like got this gruff voice, and someone says something about Bruce. I'm like, oh, what is this, Bruce Springsteen? And it was.
Yeah, it is. It's. And the guy, Jeremy Allen White from The Bear and Shameless. That's
him. Well, maybe you know what it was? It was on YouTube. Sometimes I listen to podcasts on YouTube. I'm driving. I don't actually look at it. So I just heard them. I heard them say something about Bruce, and I'm like, oh, Bruce. Yeah. And it was, and I'm sorry, but it just doesn't seem, who cares about why and how he wrote Nebraska? Like, I can't even tell you how
people who like Bruce Springsteen,
right? But they're trying to make it so dramatic. Oh, he had this Bruce. They're not going to get it. They're not going to get it. He's already got a career. What's the difference if they don't get the one album? Like, it's not a problem. Not a problem. Plenty of artists,
If he was somebody I loved, I would go see the movie. Like,
I don't want any of those.
Freddie Mercury.
No,
so I was totally.
I like Freddie Mercury, but I wouldn't go see it if it was my favorite group in the world. I guess I don't care about any of that much. It's just not for me. But good if everybody likes it. I'm happy for you. But
I like those kind of movies. I also like. I read a lot of books about musicians, but
yeah, you do.
It has to be some wacky shit. I'm not just reading like major song and
right. Well, I mean, to get a book, I mean, there should be some sort of tension in the book.
I want something. I want some crazy shit to happen.
I would imagine.
I want to know that you went through a whole lot of stuff.
Well, I'm sure most of them do, But
anyway,
oh my God, I just got to tell you, I heard a commercial for a new Anaconda movie, and
really?
I got to tell you, I enjoyed the trailer because I didn't see the anaconda. You know what I mean? It sounded amazing. Like, it really sounded good because they're like, oh, we're going to remake Anaconda. We need $1 million. When they try to get a loan, it's like for $9,000. Okay, we're going to go out and get a low budget anaconda. And they're like, we've lost the anaconda and now we're going to go in the wild. Like, and then next thing you know, it's like, he's dead. He's dead. You know, like it's funny.
Okay, that's funny. Yeah.
It is funny, but I heard, like, I can only imagine if I saw the anaconda, I wouldn't be able to take it for 2 seconds. I cannot take those kind of movies. I know, but it does sound good.
I know. I have sat with you.
Right. I didn't know that Signs was going to be this scary.
I know you didn't.
That was a good movie, but scary. I mean, it was good. I don't like what happened in it. You know what I mean? But I do think it all came together well. Just still not convinced that the mother had to die. They could have just sent a sign, actually. A different sign. But anyway. Okay, so the next movie I have, I've probably told you this before. I'm sure I have. I don't think you were there. I think I just took my kids to The Dark Knight. What a horrible.
Yeah.
What a horrible, horrible dark. Dark is right. The Dark movie is correct. I had to sit there and tell myself, close my eyes and be like, this is just a movie. This is just a movie. This is just a movie. Because talk about the lack of humanity in the whole thing. The only humanity was by when they had 2 ships, they had 2 ferries, and one of them had these prisoners on it, and the guy wouldn't kill the other people. It was like the 2 boats to blow each other up. I mean, I could not stand the crisis that people were put through by the Joker, you know, Heath Ledger. Can understand why he lost his mind in this, filming it, because it is such a dark, dark movie, and really not good for children at all. And I had no idea.
No.
They didn't seem to have a problem with it. I'm surprised. Casey was younger, but they seemed to like it. I think that kind of went over their heads, maybe. I'm not really sure what happened. Yeah. I would not have taken them if I knew that, but I wanted to leave, and they weren't going anywhere. They were enjoying it, so I was the one being tormented. But, I mean, people, like, that spoilers all around, but the girl blows up. You know, like, that was just horrible that happened. The movie should have ended. Then all of a sudden, the guy turns into Two-Face, which, like, that's a real problem in that movie.
I loved the movie until the Two-Face part. I was like, what even is this? It's like
it's another movie
together, something else. Why was it there?
They should have ended it there, and that could have been another movie, like part 2. You know, like that's beginning. It was
Two-Face. So weird.
Yeah.
I didn't know why they did that, but I remember seeing that movie because it must have been around my birthday or something because I wanted to go out and see it. I think somehow I got a bootleg copy, and I usually don't watch bootleg copies, but I think I really wanted to see it. And I had this dog, Daisy.
I remember Daisy.
And Daisy freaked out when it was 4th of July, thunderstorms, going in the car. Like, she was neurotic as fuck.
Yeah.
And I had her next to me because it was thundering. And I'm trying to watch this movie, and she was losing her mind. But there was nothing you could do for her. Like, I gave her those calming pills. You would sit with her. Like, it didn't matter what you did. She was just, everything upset her. You know, even if you held her, she was still upset.
Yeah. But wait a minute, though. Wasn't she one of the 2 dogs that I was watching for you that got loose on the 4th of July?
Yes.
Well, she
did. I guess both of them did. But
she wasn't having a problem that night. They were out gallivanting. I was searching. They ran out. I don't remember how they got out, but obviously they ran or something. I went from house to house, and they'd be like, oh, they were just here. It's like the dogs went to party.
They were very friendly.
They were party hopping.
They were very...
And one of them I finally found, and the other one, he was in... what was the other dog's name? Sparky. Sparky, I found in the little, a little apartment complex. I don't know how I found out. I really don't know. I guess I was just knocking on doors, and they were like, "Oh, can you come back tomorrow? He's asleep." So I let him because you know, you were away anyway.
Listen, that dog, she was a full pit bull. Oh. And that was the sweetest dog that ever was. She was sweet. She never gave an issue. She would let my kids ride her like a horse. They would dress her in ridiculous outfits.
Sorry, I called her a he, but
it's okay. I could walk her with no leash. Like,
that's right, the smelly girls. I remember now. The whole thing.
Yes.
It's all coming back. They're in Lunar Rising.
Yes, she had a skin condition.
Yeah,
she had a lot of health problems. That she was allergic to a lot of things.
Yeah, well, you called the dog
because
smelly.
She was smelly because she had all these issues. I had to buy her special food, special medicine. It was a whole scene with
But
that
it was
dog.
just funny how you're saying this dog was so scared of the 4th of July, but that night she went partying.
No, that wasn't the dog. It was Daisy who was scared.
Wasn't Daisy the other dog with Sparky? Yes,
Yes,
Daisy.
but if
They
she
both.
was out, if she was out during the day,
No, it
that's
wasn't
fine.
day. It was night.
Oh, really?
It was the 4th
Oh,
of
my
July. That's what I'm
Oh,
trying
I
to.
thought it was night.
No, it was night on the 4th of July, and they went party hopping, so she didn't seem to have a problem.
Maybe it was because she was outside, running
Maybe.
outside, because if
I don't
she was
know.
in the house, she would lose her
They
mind.
no, everybody just said they were just here. They didn't seem to have a problem.
They were very friendly. They liked people. They enjoyed themselves. They also would do that thing. So they would run down the street, but it was like a game. They would run, then they'd wait for you because they thought you were trying to catch them, which I would be.
Right.
But it was, but then they'd wait and then they'd run and then they'd
Right.
stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's so funny, but anyway. Okay.
The Dark Knight, not so much.
That is horrible. If you want to keep your faith in humanity, don't see that movie.
Yeah, I agree. I liked it, but yeah, I agree.
So dark. Okay. You want to go?
What about the one you were telling us before? You're traumatic.
Oh, well, okay. My father took me to 2001, but that was nothing compared to what my mother took me to see. My mother in 1 week took me to 2 movies that traumatized me. Now, I would say the first one, she probably thought I would like it because it was, I guess, meant for kids. I'm not sure what this was made for, but she took me. The first one that was scarring, like, unexpectedly was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And it was so upsetting with those Oompa Loompas. And they took...
With Gene Wilder?
Yes, because I was little, okay? I think I was just too young. And remember all the kids got carried away one by one by the Oompa Loompas. They were taken away. Well, I thought they never changed back. I thought that was just the way they were going to stay. It was absolutely horrific. And when I saw it when I was older, I did see that he mentions, oh, don't worry, they'll be okay. But it was such an offhanded little thing that I missed out. And my mother, of course, never. No. My mother gave me no comfort. She never said they're okay. Nothing.
Oh,
and so that
so
was
sad.
Very upsetting. Those Oompa Loompas were terrifying. So that freaked me out. And then, but the same week, she took me to see freaking Cabaret. Okay. This is about the Holocaust, the people being persecuted. Like, this is not for children. And to this day, I am traumatized by what's her name? Liza Minnelli. There was a dead dog, I guess her dog, on her doorstep. A bloodied little dead dog. What the hell? Okay. And then she had green fingernails. So I always equated green fingernails with dead dogs. And I'm telling you, this is why I have an aversion to getting my nails done. I'm not kidding.
Bringing children to the movies.
This podcast is supported by the original organic bedding and bath brand, Koyuchi.
Koyuchi has spent 35 years pioneering quality organic textiles, long before the word organic became, trendy. But words matter to Koyuchi. Words like craftsmanship, longevity, and wellness. So what does the word wellness mean to Koyuchi? It means that all of our products are absolutely free from harsh chemicals and dangerous toxins that can seep into your skin. It means effortless style that looks as good as it feels with naturally breathable, pre-washed organic cotton. And what does all of that mean to you? Well, it means that you can sleep well in Koyuchi's crisp, cool, luxuriously soft sheets that are ethically made and made with you in mind. Live well, sleep well with Koyuchi. Get 15% off your first order when you visit Koyuchi.com. That's Koyuchi.com to get 15% off. Koyuchi.com.
This podcast is sponsored by IQ Bar.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20 to get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping. Again, go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace.
Last year, I went through many different life changes. I needed to take a pause and examine how I was feeling in the inside to better show up for the ones who need me to be my best version of myself.
When you're navigating life's changes, Talkspace can help. Talkspace is the #1 rated online therapy, bringing you professional support from licensed therapists and psychiatry providers that you can access anytime, anywhere.
Living a busy life, navigating a long-distance relationship, becoming a first-step father, Talkspace made all of those journeys possible. I could speak with my therapist in the office. I could speak with my therapist in the comfort of my home. I was never alone.
Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance, no problem. Now get $80 off your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Cabaret.
I mean, Willy Wonka, I could see her kind of thinking that might be a children's movie.
If I was
Like,
older, maybe.
that-
Yeah.
Right. That I could kind of see making
Yeah,
a mistake.
right,
But
yes.
Cabaret.
No. I don't know what went through her mind. Like, oh, yes, a movie about, Berlin with the Holocaust. Definitely that's something to take my daughter to. Oh, my God. And then I was traumatized again. Remember they had it on Schitt's Creek? I was like, oh, Cabaret.
I know.
And I remember it came on Broadway. I'm like, oh, my God, do you think they kill a dog every night? And the girl that worked for me was like, yes, I've heard it's a real problem. Yeah, I don't like Cabaret.
That's funny.
Yeah. Okay, your turn.
I don't even know. I had so many. I don't even know what to pick. But I think I will go with. I remember I took my son, possibly my daughter. I don't remember. I know it was my son. I don't know what year this came out. To the Grinch with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
We went on Thanksgiving, and I love the Grinch. The cartoon.
Yeah.
This was the stupidest movie I've ever seen. Not the stupidest, but
funny.
it's high up there.
That's
That
funny
was a
because that was
terrible-
listed. That was listed on the web as one of the worst movies. Yeah.
My God, it was
Yeah.
so stupid.
How
And
could they go wrong with the Grinch? I mean,
with the Grinch and Jim Carrey, you would think that you'd have a winner, right?
I don't
was like
understand
5
that.
minutes into this movie, I was like, I can't. And there's a lot
Wow.
of movies I saw with my kids that I was like, I cannot believe I'm sitting and I paid money to see this stupid
Wow.
movie. But that I will never forget.
Wow.
It was just so bad.
His movies often are very stupid. There's only one movie that I liked of
usually
his.
like the stupid.
No, you see, I don't. I
I
don't have any
enjoy
patience
the
for that.
stupid.
I do not. As a matter of fact, I mostly avoid them, but I was going to write Dumb and Dumber. It just sounds like a bad movie. I've never seen it because I won't see that
It's
stuff.
so good.
Yeah. It's not for me.
No, that's not your type of movie.
And Jim Carrey, did love, what was it called? Liar, Liar. I thought that was a great movie.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's a
It was-
cohesive story, well acted, very good. The plot, you had to make that leap and believe that. But I have no problem with that because as long as it's carried off well, I'll believe anything in a movie that you present to me. A lot of times these things are not carried off well. But then, and I put down this other movie, The Mask. That's the name of it, right?
Yeah.
It just goes off all the time. It's not a cohesive movie. And all of a sudden, he's singing, what is that Ricky Ricardo song? He starts singing that.
Babalu.
No, I think when I go to Havana, with my baby, I go
yes.
to Havana, he sings that for no reason in the movie. There's never a really good reason for anything. It's just this terrible.
Oh my God. Have you
No.
ever seen Ace Ventura?
No,
you
because I
would
wouldn't
lose
know.
your mind.
That's why I didn't see it because I knew that at that point. I think, and I just, it's not for me. I need a cohesive thing, and it's hard. He was capable of it. He did it with Liar, Liar, but he just goes off the rails.
I like stupid movies.
Yeah.
Not super stupid, but pretty stupid. I like Adam Sandler. I
No,
like Jim Carrey.
no.
I do have an Adam Sandler movie on my list. I love Adam Sandler. They are so ridiculous. But even this movie was too much for me.
What
It's
movie
called
was it?
That's My Boy. That's My Boy with Adam Sandberg,
I don't
who
know
I
who that-
also like.
Yeah.
He was on Saturday Night Live. He's been in.
I've
lots of
probably
stuff.
seen him. Yeah.
This movie. It was just. just disturbing.
Wow.
It just was
What do you mean?
terrible.
Disturbing?
Yeah, I can't quite remember if it was incest.
Oh,
There was
God.
something really, really wacky going on, and I'm
So
like,
wait,
why
so
is
it's not
this in this movie?
is it
It's a comedy.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, that reminds me of there was a movie listed that I never saw, but it was supposed to be funny about incest. It was called, I think it's called Freddie Got Fingered.
Oh, I've never seen that one.
Well,
I
it got
meant
very
to.
panned. It got very, very
Really?
panned. I mean, well, you can't do that. You can't make. I'm not going to say you can't, but it is very hard to pull that kind of thing off. And why do you really want to? I don't know.
I have to say,
You know?
it didn't do it for me.
I mean, the only one that really, with Howard Stern, obviously they talk about Robin's stuff all the time. But I mean, I don't know. That's the only thing I've ever seen successful laughing at incest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this was too much. Like, it just, I don't know.
No, it's awful. That's
Usually,
awful.
I had loved Jack and Jill, which is possibly one of the stupidest movies ever made.
I don't
Where he
like
plays
Adam
him
Sandler.
and his sister.
No.
So stupid.
Are you going to see this? I think they're making another Happy Gilmore. Did they make it?
Yeah, it's out. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
That is not for me. I don't like. His movies also, they don't have enough cohesiveness. I need cohesiveness.
Yeah, you've got to be looking for silly. I understand what you're saying.
I thought he was
sometimes
okay.
I want silly.
The 51st Dates wasn't bad.
See, I don't like that.
Because it's annoying. Because it
I don't like movies like that. Yeah.
Yes, it was
See,
annoying.
that to me is silly.
Well, it's just that I don't hate it to the point of the other ones. I could see why people would like it. I didn't personally like it, but I thought it had a very clever end, although it just took forever to get there. But it works. So for me, that's my bar for Adam Sandler. Does it work? You know what I mean? For like a cohesive thing. And then the Wedding Singer was okay. I think the key is to have Drew.
I like that one.
To have Drew Barrymore. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah. So I'm not like he's okay. I just for general though, he's just off the charts for me. He's not for me.
I don't know. For some reason, he makes me giggle. I don't know why, but he does. It's so silly.
He's dopey, and he's always like the same person.
I think that's what I like. I know.
I don't like dopey.
I went to his studio in California. My friend knew somebody whose son worked there. So we met him, oddly enough. He just happened to be walking through and met his dog. But the person that worked there gave us like every Adam Sandler movie for free.
That's nice.
It was very nice.
Yeah.
Like he walked by me and stuck out his fist and said, "Fisty, fisty."
I know. You have told this story, but I let you do it.
Have I? I'm sorry. I don't remember anything.
You know what? We don't know. People probably didn't. You don't know if they hear it. It was a while ago. So, but I was going to say to you, fisty, fisty.
But yeah, we got all these movies and we got to see his dog. So I thought
that's
that was
good. That's very cool. If you're a fan, that's wonderful. Yeah, wonderful.
I'm not so much of a fan that I would have sought him out, but there's not many people I would try to see. But
yeah, I don't either. Like really care about anymore. Maybe when I was younger, when I met Bon Jovi, it was like, but and Howard Stern. But other than that, I'm over all that stuff. I don't need to meet anybody.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to see. I'm sure I've mentioned this too. David Sedaris, and I'm obsessed.
I don't know if you told me you were going to go see David Sedaris. That's good. Yes. I know you love him. That's excellent.
And you can get him if I can get through the line because he talks to everybody, which is nice because he had a bad experience when he was younger going to see an author. And he was like, if I ever become that, I'm going to, give people my attention.
That's nice.
But I've heard the lines take a...
Sure. Chuck Pahalniak talked to me a lot. I told him I was a writer. Yeah. And
he gave me the signed book.
Yeah. I bought a bunch of the books and he signed them all. And it was at the Strand. And they're like, he really signed them? I'm like, yeah. Why wouldn't he? Yeah, I guess they're used to I guess they're used to authors.
Really weird.
He is weird. Well, I think he wrote something different each one, but he told me to go to the 12-step groups and I'll get all the information, all the stuff I need for my books.
Yeah. People out there, if you've never read him, very interesting. And you gave me like my favorite one.
Which one did I give you? I don't remember.
I can't remember the name of it now. Why can't I remember the name of this book?
I don't know. I can't recall at all. I don't know.
Choked, maybe?
Oh, I love, that's
Is
my
that the
favorite.
name
So
of it?
I
Choked,
probably
yeah.
I got one for me too. That's my favorite book of his. Everybody read
Yeah.
Choke. Oh my God. I went through that book and underlined so many things or highlighted whatever. And
Yeah.
it's just such a, you could just feel the pain of the person. And he writes like, so it's so emotional reading his stuff. It really resonates. And you don't have to have that same problem. It's just humanity personified. You can totally relate to them. He makes everything so relatable. Just beautiful. I like Fight Club a lot, but Choke is my favorite.
Choke is my favorite.
Oh my God. They did it. I didn't like the movie, unfortunately. That was sad. I didn't like the
I
movie.
don't think I saw the movie.
It wasn't good. It wasn't, but the Fight Club, obviously, I think the Fight Club movie made his career because then people read the book more. You know what I mean? I don't think people knew the book. Yeah.
I know. I have some movies. I love Stephen King's.
Yeah.
But some of his movies.
Oh, I know. It's true. Yeah.
It's either they are so good or so bad.
I know. Why is that?
I don't know.
He does have that thing. He has that thing where you could pay $1 or something like that to get the rights to make a movie of his, like of anything that's not been done. So maybe the bad ones are those kind of movies.
I also think that some of them are kind of far out there when you read them. I don't think they translate very well.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Like Dreamcatcher is on my list. I love that book. It is weird, but it's good. But the movie, my God, me and my brother still makes that movie.
Oh God,
I forget which Wahlberg is in it.
Really?
One of his lines from the movie is he's talking about Scooby Doo.
Oh my God,
so bad. It's so bad.
Wow.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah, why? I mean, you figure he would have like some sort of a clause that he has to approve the movie, and why would he approve a bad movie? I don't know, but I guess he doesn't do that. I don't know.
It happens.
It does happen.
Then you have Shawshank or
that's
Stand By Me. Like they're so
those are
good.
Great. Those are both from short stories too, right? Aren't they?
They're from the same book, different seasons.
Right. Well, like The Body was the short story for the Stand By Me.
For Stand By
and
Me.
Shawshank is also a short story, right?
It's Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
And that's in different seasons too.
Isn't that interesting? That
but
those
there
really
was
good
another
movies
movie. There was a terrible movie made from another story in that book. The Apt Pupil.
The what's it called?
The Apt Pupil.
Apt?
It's
APT?
Apt, yes. It's about this kid who finds an old Nazi.
Oh, God.
It's a really interesting story because, of course, the kid is, but it's really good. But the movie.
The kid is bad?
Well, it's.
All right, don't tell me.
Read it. It's very interesting. But that was a great book. It was called Different Seasons. So you had 4 different seasons. There were 4 stories, 4 short stories.
Oh, that's a good way to make a.
His short stories aren't always my favorite, but I think this was his best short stories.
Interesting. Fight Club started out as a short story.
Did it?
Yeah, it's the scene in the book where the guy's all beat up and he's at a business meeting and he's just like thinking about the Fight Club the night before.
Yeah.
And then so the I think it was an agent. It was either an agent or actually an editor. Might have been the editor. And he approached them. Somehow he met them. This was back when it was a lot easier to meet people, And the guy's like, build this into a book. And he's like, so he's like, he said he went around like getting stories from all his friends, whatever he could throw in, like it just like pieced it together. That's true. When you get someone that gives you that opportunity, you got to go do it, and it worked out really well. It's a great book, but
and
it's
the
amazing.
Movie's great too.
It is great.
Shocking.
Yeah, you met me at a very strange time in my life.
It's funny. Either I hate Brad Pitt movies or I love Brad Pitt movies.
Yeah,
and
me
it's
too.
Usually when he's not the main focus.
Right, I agree. Yeah.
I would never watch, what's that, Joe Black movie? Like, that makes me want to kill somebody. The Benjamin Button movie.
Oh my God,
whatever.
It was so
Holy
boring.
So
and also,
bad, those movies.
The problem with that, there's really no tension in that story at all because you know that he's just going to die in the end. He's going to be a baby and die. Like, who cares?
I have never seen that. I have no interest.
Well, I watched it. Casey, I think, wanted to watch it, and I watched it with him. It's so stupid because if you know what's going to happen, what is the point of it? There was no point. Nothing.
I know, but then he's in such good movies. Fight Club, Inglourious Bastards, Burn After Reading. Like, there's so many good movies he's in.
Burn After Reading Wasn't that
He
the
was
one
in
with,
it
with
for
the
like
Russian
5
spies?
minutes.
Yeah,
Was
did
he?
he get killed in a
Yeah.
closet or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's
But
only
you
in
know,
it for a brief time, but it's so good.
do you remember in that movie where they were trying to become Russian spies and they're like, that's not a thing anymore? But then I'm like, now when you think about it, now it's a thing again.
I know.
I mean, it came back.
Everything comes back.
It's unbelievable.
Listen, if leg warmers can come back.
I'd rather have leg warmers than the Russian spies.
Oh my goodness.
All right. I will pick another one. I will pick this one. Really irks me because it just changes what it is in the middle. It just changes completely into a different kind of a movie. And that people were writing that they liked that about it. I'm like, no. As a writer, it completely offends me. Because when you start something, you make a promise to the reader, whoever, the viewer, or whatever, and you can't just suddenly change genres. I mean, if you wrote a book it would be very hard to sell that book. This person was already famous. It's Quentin Tarantino from Dusk Till Dawn. Okay. I mean, he was already famous. You can get away with anything when you're already famous, but because it's a totally different kind of movie. These criminals are on the run, very serious, and then they take hostages, and then all of a sudden, everybody turns into vampires. No.
That movie was bananas.
No.
I usually love his movies, but yeah, even I was like, this is kind of silly.
A lot of people like that.
Hate it. I did not hate that movie, but yeah, I was like, what is happening right now?
No. And also, I mean, for someone like me, I barely like the kind of movie with the criminals. I really don't usually like that, but I'll tolerate it. But I don't want to see the vampire movie. You need to warn me. Yeah, I need a trigger warning. It's a totally different kind of movie.
I don't think I knew that either. I think
nobody knew. It was a surprise. Yeah.
But
so,
like I said,
I didn't like
his
that.
other movies, so great.
That one, what's that? They're all famous, but the one with John Travolta and all. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that bothers me about too is it's all on a gimmick with that. The idea that it starts again, I mean, like the playing with the time in it, that's legitimate filmmaking, whatever. But I'm saying it just bothers me a little bit to rely on that gimmick. I think without that gimmick, it wouldn't have had the hit of that, not the hit that it was a hit, the hit of the story. And I don't love that. I don't love, it's like Memento, right? I mean, that's such
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, but I didn't put it down as one of the bad ones. I think it's an okay movie, but remember we watched it. Were you there when my mother watched it with us?
When your mother, I was just going to say,
my mother didn't get the concept at all. And at the end, it's not an exciting point because it's not really the end, right? And my mother's like, what? She was outraged. That can't be the end. She was so upset. And I'm like, Ma, it's not really the end. What do you mean? And she didn't get the whole thing. So, again, it doesn't thrill me. I do like the idea of somebody having to tattoo their memories on their arms and all that. I think that's really cool, actually.
There's a book like that. That's really good. I forget what it's called. That's by, I think, V.A. Paris. I love this book. I can't believe I can't remember the name. Oh, it was so good. Okay, never mind.
If you ever hear of it, that's interesting. I would listen to that on tape. But not tape, whatever.
I will look it up because it's such a good book. I used to recommend it to everybody. It's kind of the same thing. She has no memory.
I just thought of this. Okay, that guy and the character in 51st Dates probably have the same problem. And it was handled very differently.
Two very different takes.
With the memory thing, they both had short-term memory loss, whatever it's called. You didn't remember
the character in this book, but it's more of a thriller.
So I find that interesting. I wouldn't mind. I would like to write something and play with that idea. There's a lot of different ways you could do that.
Yeah. Definitely.
But anyway, yeah. So I didn't like that. Dusk Till Dawn. Go ahead.
Yeah, I could see that. All right. I'm just going to do one more and then 2 honorable mentions. Avatar. I understand that everybody liked that movie.
Awful.
I could not get through 10 minutes of it.
You're right. I didn't think of that, but you're right. That's an awful
I was
movie.
like, I can't. I just was like, what is even happening?
So dumb.
Not
I think people like it because he decides to stay to be that thing, and people somehow feel that that's amazing or something.
Didn't get that far.
Well, I didn't either.
Get that far.
I didn't either. Somebody told me. Michael and I watched it at home, and we both fell asleep on my bed. Both of us. My son. Yeah.
Yes. Me and my daughter put it on. I think I bailed after 10 minutes, and I think she bailed shortly after.
We just freaking fell asleep. We're like,
this movie. I was like, there's nothing interesting. Like, do they like the special effects? Like, why do people like this?
I think I think, yeah, maybe if you see it, but I'm not a special effects person. I'm not against them, but that
I
doesn't make me
usually
like a
am.
movie. So
I was very
were you
surprised
in the?
because
Well, you weren't
usually
in the movies, right?
no, I was at
Well,
home. I rented it.
didn't you kind of have to see it in the movies to get those special effects?
Don't care.
But I'm saying you didn't really
I
see the special effects. Yeah.
maybe.
But I don't care about special effects at all. I mean, I'm not again, have them, whatever, but they're not the thing that's going to draw me. It has to be a great movie. And it was a stupid story. And it kind of is like Shrek, I guess, because the girl in Shrek stays, she stays a monster like him, right? Isn't it? Same thing.
Yeah, Fiona. I have to tell you, I have never seen Shrek because
I didn't see Shrek. I read the book. It was a picture book.
I fall asleep 5 minutes in.
No,
every
it's not
time.
for me. It's not for me either. But
I fell asleep
my kids
in
must
the
have seen
movie
it.
theater. I took my kids to see it, but I used to do that a lot. When the movie was boring, I would sit through the entire movie.
Oh, well, I didn't see the movie. It was a picture book, and I have to say that's amazing for that author to get that. I mean, my God, they are rolling in it. You know what I mean? Like, good for them. But it is interesting how they made a picture book into that, right? And then I mean, my God, the money that came from Shrek is never ending, So good for them.
I saw one of the sequels, and I liked it. I don't know why I can't get through the first one.
I never really saw them. I don't know. It's just, I guess my kids must have seen them with somebody else. I don't know, but I've never seen them. But I have one where I fell asleep.
I guess. Go ahead.
But it's the same idea as Avatar. Like, instead of, like, a lot of times if somebody's like kind of monstrous or whatever, they'll turn into the beautiful person, right? But in these, the beautiful person decides to stay as the other thing. So I think people like that, but who cares? Like, I don't really care. I don't need those tropes. I'm not a trope person. People talk about tropes. I'm like, whatever.
It's cute. Like, it's all right.
It's fine. Shrek is better. I mean, I would see Shrek if someone said, you want to watch it? I'm like, why not? Okay, I'll watch it, but I would never watch Avatar again.
I don't know where, maybe McDonald's or something had like Shrek glasses.
Yeah.
And
I don't know who it was, but I know they had them. Yeah.
Up until maybe a month ago, that is the only glass I would use, is the stupid Shrek glass that I got at McDonald's for my kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my kids are in their 30s. This is how long I've been using this stupid glass.
That's funny.
But then somebody gave me a better new glass with the evil eye on it. My daughter-in-law gave me.
Nice.
So I finally replaced it. Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Well, so I fell asleep. Wait, let me while you said you fell asleep at a kid's movie, Casey and I both we wanted to see Ratatouille. And that movie doesn't leave the kitchen. It's the same friggin' thing. I mean, I don't know. We didn't make it that far, but we both fell asleep. Casey fell asleep at a kid's movie. He was little. Yeah. I mean, he was the age appropriate.
Be glad. I remember I went to see that with my daughter in the theater. She liked it. And I was like, I can't believe I just sat through an hour-and-a-half movie about a rodent in the kitchen. How is this okay?
Right, it's just in the kitchen. It doesn't change. Like, what are you doing? One of the things that they tell you when you make these things is they have to change scenes, And we were just like, oh my. I do love Ratatouille, like the title, because I love Ratatouille to eat. Like, Ratatouille is a delicious
my grandmother
vegetarian
used to
dish.
make it. It was so good.
Oh, it's so good. I would love some right now.
Very well.
Yeah. I want to learn how to make that. That is worth making. And I don't like to make a lot of things, but that is delicious.
Yeah.
Anyway, so go ahead. Go ahead now.
Okay, these are just two groups of movies that I just were a waste of time.
Okay.
All the Twilight movies. The books were stupid.
Garbage.
The movies, I couldn't get through half of the first one. I was like, this is nonsense. I hate all these people. I just couldn't.
It's awful.
I think.
Yeah.
There's a certain amount you can kind of forgive when you're reading it, but watching
I don't think so.
I'm like, no, it was one. My daughter was reading it, so I was reading it with her. It's one of those things, like we read them together.
Yeah.
But, oh my God, those movies. I was like, what is happening? That girl has the most sour face in the world.
Yeah, and no emotions. Like, I never saw the movies, but I could imagine. They're not for me. But the book was so... I used to go to one of my writing classes. We would always go to dinner afterwards. And one of the people in the writing class, like, there's this new book. It has all the buzz. You have to read it. Now, he hadn't read it, right? And he's like, you got to read it. It's called Twilight. I'm like, well, what's it about? Oh, it's like, I don't know. He goes, it's everything. I go, it's everything. What do you mean? And so I went away with my boyfriend to Virginia, and I had to leave earlier than him. So I was taking the bus, and I was like, I need that book. I need the book. I got, when you get just ego focused on something, I need that book, Twilight. I want to read it on the bus. And so he took me to like every place to find this book. Because it was, I don't know, it just wasn't widely available for whatever reason. It must have been before it hit big. It must have been just when there was, but I'm not sure. I get the book. I'm reading it on the bus. I'm like, oh my God, this is the biggest piece of shit I've ever read in my life. I was like, and I usually give a book to someone else, like, to see if they would like it. That book I threw in the trash because I was not going to be party to giving that book to anybody. It's awful. It's stupid. This boy has been going to high school for 100 years and nobody wonders why he hasn't grown. I mean, I don't have an explanation. And then she has no personality. Oh, I saw him today. He wasn't there today.
No.
Oh, I saw him today. I don't need this.
I forget one of them, like literally nothing happens for the entire middle of the book.
How is this okay? Why do people, how did this succeed?
It is still popular. And
I know.
And the librarian had this conversation last night, how this book is still so popular.
Oh my God. And it's okay to have a baby of a vampire as long as you're married. That's another lesson in this book too. That's like in book 2 I heard, like, because the woman's like Mormon or something. She's one of those things. She's something very religious. So she had it. It was very important. Marry your vampire or your werewolf or whatever, team whoever, but you got to be married. You can have the baby, but you can't be out of wedlock. Very important lesson. Remember that. So anyway, that makes me crazy because we try so hard to write these really great books. We work so hard, and then people just embrace this bad thing,
Well, like
and then 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah,
50 Shades of Grey was fan fiction of it. Oh my God.
Which was so stupid too. I read the first book. I was like, I've got to see what people are talking about. Like, this is worst.
The girl says, holy cow, 88 times somebody counted. Yes.
God.
Yeah. Like, really? I don't know if she says it, but she thinks it, when the guy's doing things to her or whatever. Well, that's why I decided to write a literary 50 Shades of Grey. And I think, don't you think my book is good?
Mm-hmm.
The one? My Hannah Montana book?
Yes.
Love the ones you're with, guys.
World.
Okay. I have to mention, I'm going to do this fast, but I have to mention Jerry Maguire. Oh my God. I hate that so much. I don't like what's his name as a rule. I don't like what's his name. But also that stupidity. You had me at hello. You had me at hello. Like, shut up. Shut up.
I agree.
Do you ever shut up?
I don't.
Garbage.
I don't like Cuba Gooding Jr.
No.
I also
that was so popular.
There's a few things I like Tom Cruise in, but very few.
No.
As
I don't
a general
think I've ever
rule,
liked him.
I don't like him. Well, he was the vampire Lestat, and he was really good.
Yeah, I wouldn't see that. But
and he's also in, what is that movie? I can't believe I can't remember the name of this movie. But he's so funny. Like, you don't even know it's him at first.
Really?
Oh my God, it's the movie where Robert Downey Jr. is a black guy, but he's not a black guy.
Oh,
yeah.
Howard said that's really good.
It's a really good movie. Yeah. And Tom Cruise pops up, and he's so fucking funny.
You think I should see that movie?
I don't know. It might be too ridiculous for you.
I don't want ridiculous.
You get annoyed by ridiculous.
I do. I thought it was serious for some reason, even though Robert Downey Jr.'s in blackface. How'd they get away with that one?
I don't know. And normally I would not be okay with that, but it's a funny movie. It's a really good movie.
I did want to give a mention to Crazy Rich Asians because I thought it was going to be an Asian version of The Hangover because it said crazy, like crazy. Yeah. I thought it was rich Asians acting crazy, but crazy rich apparently means ridiculously rich. I don't care about rich people. It was so boring. Who cares about all this money? Nothing is happening in this movie. So what? It should have been The Hangover with Asians. That would be so good. So good.
I didn't even watch it because I knew that
now,
about
The Hangover is a movie that has a lot of stupidity, but it's well done stupidity, showing that I very much like stupidity if it's well done. That is a brilliant, brilliant movie. I just need a good script, people. That's all. I have no problem with stupid stuff if it's really well done. The Hangover is, I don't know if it's my favorite movie. It's up there, though. It's definitely up there.
I think it's
You know?
one of the very few movies we've seen together that we both love.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Right. You're right. That's so funny. And I want to say this movie Square Dance that I saw with Tony when we were young, and it had Winona Ryder, it had Rob Lowe, it had
Oh no, is that the
Jeremy
Gemma?
Robards. What? Gemma, yeah.
Jason,
It had a lot.
Jason Robards.
Sorry, Jason Robards, and a woman that's also very famous. I can't think of her name. And Rob Lowe played a how do you say it these days? Challenge? No, what's the word to say when someone has you know what I mean?
I
There's
don't know.
there's
And I
a
don't
new
want
there's a
to, yes,
yeah
I
there's
don't
a
want
new
to
way
get
to
it
say it.
wrong
I
because I don't
know.
want to
It's
insult
not challenge.
anybody.
It's like it's I don't know, but he's born he's like a child. I'll say it like that, right? And it's his acting is awful, and he's like, and he just has this weird accent, and something something horrible happens, and they're taking him away in an ambulance, and he goes to Winona Ryder. He had a crush on her. It was just a mess. He's being taken things, and he goes, people think I'm stupid, but I knows things, Gemma.
Oh my God.
And Tony and I started saying, I knows things, Gemma, to each other. And that was our catchphrase, and everything was Gemma, 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 Gemma for years. For years.
They would never make that movie now.
And then they tried to put it on TV. They changed the name of it to Home is Where the Heart Is. They tried to trick us. Now, it was the worst movie. I don't know how they just kept trying to sell this movie. How did they make that movie? It was, oh my God, I know things, Gemma.
That's terrible. I wonder if he's so embarrassed by that.
He should be. By the way, that man doesn't age. What the hell?
It's funny. I was just having this conversation with my coworkers today about Rob
He looks
Lowe.
amazing. Amazing.
He looks great. You know what we were saying is that it was almost like he was too pretty when he was younger. Like he's aged very well. Like he
You're
looks
right.
more.
You're right. Yeah.
Whatever's happened to him, he looks better.
Well, you got to. He also in those 80 movies, he had the weird hair. Like it was a time when guys were very feminine in movies. I liked him then. I like him now.
I do, and I'm not usually into super masculine, but it's not even that.
No, he's not. But he's not super masculine either. He's just perfect. Yeah. It's not it. That's the wrong thing to say.
Very well, right?
Yeah.
It's not.
He's just
not
a very.
What I mean.
Yeah, he's not masculine like with the muscles or anything like that. I hate that actually. But he just looks perfect, really. He's amazing looking. And I was watching that grief show on Netflix. The first season was great. The second season is unwatchable. So sad. Terrible sadness has prevailed. Oh, I love that show. I just, but I think, I have a lot of grief stuff anyway. Yeah. But I do like the other one even better. That other one we like.
Parks and Rec.
Just seeing, what? No. The other grief show we like. No, I'm talking about the other grief show.
Shrinking.
Yeah. Let me know when that comes back. I have to pay for the thing again then.
Yeah, I love that show. Oh my God.
That's a great show. That's amazing. Yeah. And I just have to mention the movie is amazing. I love them all. I'm so attached to those. I want to watch it again, but I'll wait till it comes back. I'll subscribe to Apple. I'll watch it again, and then I'll watch that, because that's the way to do it. I do want to mention the movie Crash, which was just like exploiting tension between races and racism. It's like a stereotype of people. It's so forced the way all these people come against each other and then wind up in this crash. So forced, so bad. It's just everything wrong. It's so not genuine. It's just like the opposite of a good movie. They nominated this for things. I hate when people don't get. Force doesn't mean good. It's not good. If you have to shove it down someone's throat, it's not effective. You could just have the same kind of thing, very subtle, and then it would work. But it was an awful movie. Awful.
I just remember it being one of those movies that everybody talked about, and then when you saw it, you're like, really?
Because I was sad that so many people fell for this overdone thing that was not genuine at all. It made me very sad. I know they do. All right. I think I said all the important things. Go ahead.
Just one more honorable mention for every other Star Wars nerd out there. The first 3 episodes of Star Wars, which are the second set that came out. The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, None of them needed to happen. Jar Jar Binks never should have been a thing. That's all I'll say.
I
Even though
don't
my
know these
son
people,
calls
but
me Maja Binks. I don't know why.
that's cute. Well, it's worth
He's
it
been
for that, I
calling me
guess.
that
I
for
don't
a
know,
long
but
time. Yeah.
I don't know,
Terrible.
but I never saw. I did when I was a kid. I accepted Star Wars, but I like the Ewoks, and you're against them. So, but I liked I actually liked the Star Wars movie when I saw it. But I have this thing about space to begin with, but it was not bad. But
Oh
I
my
guess I
God.
liked it for a little while.
I remember
But
I was little. I still remember the movie theater I went to. I remember who I went with. I remember the whole
I know you
experience.
said,
I think
yeah.
I was like sick.
Let me ask you something. Does she find out? Do they find out their brother and sister? They don't find that out in the first movie, right?
No.
Yeah,
No.
I didn't think so. Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, interesting. Well, I don't know. I saw by accident the one where Han Solo dies, and that was terrible. So
Yeah.
sad. And his
I
own
was
kid
gonna-
does it or something? Does it?
Did I like that one? There were new like two that I liked, and I can't remember if that was one of them.
It didn't look good to me. I mean,
Like
it's a
the
bad way. Why do you
later-
have to kill? Yeah.
There were
Why
a
do you have to
few
kill off Han
later-
Solo? I mean, that wasn't nice.
That
It wasn't.
happened. Listen,
Oh my God.
Ben Kenobi gets it in the first movie.
Yeah, well, but I know that, but that was just I'm saying Han Solo survived all those movies just to get killed at the end like that. I think that's the breaking a rule. Like, he should be, when people survive that much, they should be grandfathered in to not get killed. I just thought it was wrong. And they made it that his own kid killed him.
I do love him.
Adam Driver, is that who that is?
Yes,
Is that his
Kylo
name?
Ren. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
Ren
these
is
people, but why would his own kid kill him anyway? Never mind. I don't care. I really don't care.
Oh my God, this episode is super long.
That's all right. That's not that. Well, not really. We've had some very long ones. You don't have to worry. All right. So don't you worry none. You just take it like it comes, one day at a time.
One day at a
All
time.
right. So I have some quotes, and I did quotes about cinema, but it wasn't about bad cinema. It was just about cinema. Okay. So David Lynch said, every viewer is going to get a different thing. That's the thing about painting, photography, and cinema. I like that because also books, I would say. The idea of anything with art is that everybody gets their own thing out of it. I love that.
Yes.
I think that's so important, And then this guy he's an Iranian director. I hope I can say his name right. I probably won't. Abbas Kiarostami. I don't know. I'm sorry, Abbas. He said, good cinema is what we can believe, and bad cinema is what we can't believe, which is kind of what we were talking about.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I thought that was a good one. And then
That
Quentin Tarantino said, if 1 million people see my movies, I hope they see 1 million different movies, which is the same as that other guy really said, right? And I admire him. He takes a lot of risks with things, and of course he can, right? Little jealous.
A lot of his movies are really good.
Yes, I think he's extremely talented. And he's another one whose interviews I've enjoyed on Howard and has made me appreciate him, like his
He's a
thought process
very
and all
interesting
that.
guy. Yeah.
He is, absolutely. And then Tim Burton said, movies are like an expensive form of therapy for me. I guess he must pay for his own movies. And then Robert Altman said, making movies is a chance to live many lifetimes. I like that too. Because I feel that way about books too. Like you can, yeah. So I had a lot.
I have a lot too. They're not very long now.
Okay.
Okay. So my first one is John Waters. I don't know if everybody knows who he is.
Did he do that one?
Hairspray.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's what most people.
I thought of it. It was in my head. I just couldn't.
He's
had
done
it in
so
my head.
many,
The
but
picture of
that's
it. Yeah.
like everybody knows Hairspray.
That's the one. Yeah. Yeah.
I believe if you come out of a movie and the first thing you say is the cinematography was beautiful, it's a bad movie.
Yes.
And then Roger Ebert, of course, the famous critic. No good movie is too long and no bad movie is short enough.
Well said.
And then, of course, Alfred Hitchcock, because who doesn't love him? Even though I was going to put one of his movies on the list, but now we've gone
Me too. Okay, I got to tell you, Psycho? Was it Psycho?
No, I love Psycho.
No. Psycho takes forever to become the movie that it's supposed to be. It's just this girl robbing somebody on the run. It's sort of like the other one, the Quentin Tarantino
part is
thing.
Not long.
It's very long. It's almost half of the movie. Watch it again. It's about half the
I didn't
movie.
notice.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I don't
It's
know.
ridiculous.
I still love
Yeah,
that.
there would be no problem if it was short, but go ahead. I'm sorry. What
I've
was the
loved
movie you were going to say?
every movie I've seen of his. I love. I haven't seen all of them, but The Lady Vanishes. I was out. I was like, this movie
Ah,
makes no sense.
I've heard good things. I've never seen that. I've heard it was good. No?
I think I'm like the only person I know that didn't like it. I was like,
Oh,
I
I'll watch
don't.
that. I'd like to watch that.
Yeah, didn't love it.
Oh, is that on a train?
Yes.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, you're right. I didn't like that either.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so Alfred Hitchcock. The length of a film should be directly related to the endurance of the human bladder. I don't know if I agree with that one, but it was cute. And the last one is Jim Morrison.
That is cute.
Jim Morrison said, film spectators are quiet vampires. I like that. I love Jim. I love that.
That's interesting. I like that. I love Jim.
I do too.
As you know, I made a character look just like him in my book.
I once went out with a guy who turned out to be a complete crazy person that looked just like him. But I couldn't even
I
let that
totally
go
would, no matter
because
what.
he was,
His
name was Jamie. But he's so crazy. So crazy.
Wow. Yeah, I would totally. Oh my God, to date someone that looked like him would be amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, that was where it ended.
Be careful what you wish for, I guess.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Anyway.
Oh well. Oh well. All right. Well, we've had another amazing episode.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, everybody, on that note, adieu.
See ya.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial. If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.